You are listening to the Work-Life Eubiosis podcast with your host, Charleston Edwards. If this is your first time here, welcome. My goal is simple, to bring harmony and balance to this world, starting with the family. There is so much more to life than the 9 to 5, and this show is designed to bring you inspiration, motivation, and practical solutions to bring balance and joy back to your life. Work-life balance is not a myth, it's a choice. Themes on this show range widely between faith, family rhythms, work, and lifestyle philosophies. You will also hear burning ladder essays submitted by our community of friends and listeners who ditched the rat race, beat burnout to pursue a more balanced and purposeful life. My hope is that this show and the stories shared will provide encouragement, motivation, and will provide some ideas that will be valuable to you on your journey to work-life freedom. So let's dive into today's episode. Thank you for tuning in to the Work-Life Eubiosis podcast. I'm your host, Charleston Edwards. Eubiosis is a Greek term for harmonious balance in the gut. This word, eubiosis, is symbolic to the foundation of my own story of burnout. All my lifestyle choices from my past life, how I spent my time, to my diet, and to how I managed my stress levels were all out of balance, and I flamed out. This burnout was in my gut and impacted all aspects of my life. This burnout happened during the peak of my career, but also at the most precious time a human can experience, growing and nurturing a family. I found myself searching for the reset button. Fortunately, I found it. I found several buttons that have helped me regain freedom, peace, and joy. Because of my own transformation, my heart is more sensitive and quite passionate to help individuals that I see living in burnout or working in toxic workplaces that don't share the values of the family. Maybe that's you, and I hope and I pray that you find a glimmer of hope through this podcast, that you'll find valuable tools and resources to help you recover from the corporate burnout and help you to put your focus on the values that matter most. Millions around the globe burn out every year while climbing the corporate ladder. We witnessed this firsthand during the pandemic. The Great Resignation birthed new entrepreneurs, homesteaders, quiet quitters, all who were on a quest to find fulfillment, freedom, and a new fire to burn. We woke up from a global hypnosis. I was one of them. While the climb has its benefits, it gets tougher as we grow our homes and as we grow our families. This conflict of what's most important hits at the core. It's easy to find ourselves stuck in a pattern of professional versus personal choices, and the trade-offs start to pile up, for better or for worse. When a conflict happens between work and home, a choice is made. Something or someone may get compromised, and there are always consequences. Conflict, choice, compromise, consequences. These four themes are the essence of the battle for work-life balance, freedom, and purpose. In this podcast, I will also be sharing essays from our listeners. These are called burning ladders. In short, burning ladders is a concept of recentering our attention to faith, families, or the values that matter most, not worldly achievements. The latter can quickly be made an idol, the center of our own universe that guides us until the age of 65. At least that's the script. The goal of the Burning Ladder essays is to share encouraging stories of those that have been burned out and those that have made the choice to stop pursuing the top of the ladder to save themselves and or their families. The stories shared on this platform are meant to inspire you and to provide tips that will help you on your own journey towards purpose, balance, and freedom. The stories that you will hear are the individuals that decided to redefine success. They either stopped climbing the ladder, found a secure place on the ladder, or burned the ladder down. Making a career change to find work-life eubiosis is not easy. If you have ever considered burning your corporate ladder or making a career change, it's tough. Maybe one of the hardest choices we can make in our life is around our jobs. Especially for those of us that have been indoctrinated into what success is supposed to look like from an early age. Most of us are launched into the world with a certain belief system that there is only one way up to a fulfilled life. This podcast exists to combat that narrative. If there's anything that I hope that this podcast can do, is to help families all over the globe recalibrate your priorities. This recalibration looks different for many people, and I will be sharing anecdotes from my own life while also sharing stories of how others have approached their conflict with work, life, and family, and then decided to no longer compromise their most important values. This episode is brought to you by Own Your 5 to 9, an organization committed to freeing families of the rat race and burnout. Every organization has a leader, mission, and a set of values that drives the organization. But this is commonly missed in the most important organization in the world, the family. An organization has one mission for how it will impact the world. Why not the family? An organization goes into strategic planning to align its values, mission, and projects. Why not the family? Whose Home, a strategic planning guide for families, is a workbook and a tool needed in all households. Whose Home takes a strategic planning approach with 10 guided exercises to define your core family values, family mission, and tools to operationalize how your family does life together. If your family is facing big decisions, Whose Home is for you. If you're considering a career pivot, Whose Home is for you. If you desire more intentionality and harmony in your home, Whose Home is for you. Create a healthy culture, not a hustle culture, at home. Visit ownyour5to9.com to claim your copy today. Is your dream job no longer a dream and you've lost your joy? Do you feel like your soul is being sucked dry, not just on Mondays, but every day? Have you ignored doing anything about your health due to overworking? Is there conflict, chaos, and franticness in the home because of work-related stress? Are you consistently trapped in these questions of what you are doing with your life? I can understand, and you may be on the road to burnout. You may need more rest. This may be the time to find a different ladder or to burn your ladder. But you don't have to remain trapped where you are at. You have options. It's your time. It's your turn to figure out where you're going to be called, where to go or where to stay, or if there's another way to tackle work and life in a different way. It's time to fight for your right to have work-life eubiosis. This call may be to put on the brakes. It may be to choose one job and to do it well without being motivated by the climb. This call may be just to put more boundaries up on your calendar so you don't lose out on your values. This call could be a higher call, but not to the top of the ladder. Work-life balance is a choice, not a myth. We must ruthlessly pursue and protect it on a daily basis. But we must be careful not to only focus on ourselves, but balance our energy towards our faith, our neighbors, our family, our health, and our community. The struggle is real, and I have days where I don't get it right. We all do. I am a coach, but also a writer. So each episode is in written format through the Work-Life Eubiosis newsletter. My vision and goal is to always be efficient, inspirational, a little bit of fun, and leave some practical applications for you. If you'd like to keep up with the written format of this podcast, visit ownyour5to9.com to subscribe for free. This is also linked in the show notes for your convenience. The topics on this podcast will center around lifestyle and culture. I'll use lots of sports analogies because it's a great teacher. I'll dive into topics like time management and productivity hacks, entrepreneurship and side hustles, getting better sleep and building emotional boundaries, how to improve gut health and how to improve mitochondrial health, how to get physically and mentally in shape, how to find purpose in life, how to take a sabbatical annually, one of my favorite topics, and how to improve family rhythms, goal setting, and how to overcome fears and old belief systems. These are just a few of the values of the Own Your 5 to 9 lifestyle. If you couldn't already tell, I also love music, so stay tuned on how music will be infused into each episode. But the common theme that will remain front and center is the family. So let me leave you with this. If you were told that the most important organization in the world was the family, would the way you spend your time, your days, your weeks, your years change? You have options, and I'm here to help. I'm honored to be on this journey called life with you. Thank you for listening to the Work-Life Eubiosis podcast, part of the work-life resources created by Own Your 5 to 9. I hope that you have found encouragement and a few ideas to strengthen your journey to purpose, freedom, and balance. Have you overcome burnout and found a new way of life? Millions around the globe are still at the risk of burnout and losing it all, and your story may be the one that sparks not only a dream, but action. Visit ownyour5to9.com for more information and to submit your story. While you're there, join the Work-Life Eubiosis newsletter and receive additional resources weekly right to your inbox. If you enjoy this podcast, take time to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Share it with a friend or a loved one. Remember, the most important organization in the world is the family. Let's do our part to strengthen it. Thank you for listening.